That trial was like a turning point in my life to me. Seeing the events that happened that day really opened my eyes and gave me and Jem as well a new perspective on people. People say that ignorance is bliss, and maybe that is true. Maybe I was happier when I was innocent and naive and didn't know the true harshness of the cruel world we live in. That trial was the day I grew up.
I'm so sorry, brother. I'm really so sorry.
It ain't right, Atticus. It ain't right.
No, son, it's not right.
How could they do that? How could they?
I don't know, but they did it. They've done it before, and they did it tonight, and they'll do it again. And when they do it, it seems that only children weep. Good night.
Right now, danger's coming, and stay there. What's the matter? You haven't heard it yet? Bobby will spat in Atticus's face and told him he'd get him if the rest of his life took it. Come on, let's go.
We are scared for you, Atticus.
Don't be. Bobby will is all talk. He won't hurt me.
How do you know? You can't possibly know that.
Trust me. Now enough of this conversation. I need to call the Cunninghams.
Why?
Stuff about the trial. Did you know that the Cunninghams are our double first cousin?
They are? How? Well, Jen, let's have Walter over for dinner. We could spend some time with him.
We will see about that.
Why not, Auntie? They're good folks.
There's no doubt in my mind that they aren't good folks, but they are not our kind of folks.
But I want to play with
Bench
Walter,
women aren't
Auntie,
interested.
but why can't I?
I'll tell you why, because he is trash. That's why you can't play with him.
But I got it all figured out. I thought about it a lot lately, and I've got it figured out. There's 4 kinds of folks in the world. There's the ordinary kind like us, and the neighbors, and there's the kind like the Cunninghams out in the woods, the kind like the Ewells down at the dump, and the Negroes. Now, Jem, I think there's just one kind of folks. That's what I thought too, when I was your age. But if there's just one kind of folks, why can't they get along with each other? If they're all alike, why do you think they go out of their way to despise each other? Scout, I'm beginning to understand something. I think I'm beginning to understand why Boo Radley stayed shut up in the house all the time. It's because he wants to stay inside.
Excuse me, ladies. Don't let me disturb you. Alexandra, may I have a word? Hal, I want you to go with me out to Helen Robinson's house.
What's wrong?
Tom is dead. They shot him. He was running. It was during the exercise period. They said he had just broken into a line-raiding charge of the fence and started climbing over it.
Didn't they try to stop him? Didn't they give him any warning?
Oh yes, the guard shot him in the air a few warning shots, then to kill. 17 bullets.
Death struck upon me for the first real time. When my mother died, I didn't understand it. I couldn't even remember her. I felt my body start to shake, for although I didn't know Tom Robinson, I saw the 17 bullets go into the air and then watched him vanish from the world.
Don't do that, Scout. Set him out on the back steps.
Jem, are you crazy?
I said don't do that, Scout. Set him out on
Why
the back
can't I
steps.
smash him?
Because they don't bother you. Remember what Miss Maudie told us a while ago about the mockingbirds? Mockingbirds would do one thing but make music for us to enjoy. They don't do one thing but sing their hearts out, and that's why it's a sin to kill a mockingbird. Same thing with that bug.
Back then, I pretended to not understand what Jem was saying, but I really did. Every creature should have the chance to grow and do what it does best and live its life, just like Tom Robinson should have. It was Halloween night and Jem was taking me around trick-or-treating. Thus began our longest journey together. Although we knew we had nothing to be afraid of, I couldn't help but feel scared, as if something bad were about to happen.
Scout?
Yeah?
Oh, no, thank you. So, Jem, I was thinking. Scout, hush a minute. I thought I heard something.
Jem, are you trying to scare me?
No, when we walk along, I hear something, but when we stop, I don't hear anything.
Oh, come on. It's just my costume. to your children.
Yes, who was it? Where is he?
It was Bob Ewell, and he's lying under a tree right now, dead with a knife in his ribs.
I don't believe it. He was out of his mind.
He wasn't crazy, just a low-down skunk with enough liquor in him to make him brave enough to kill children. He would have never met you face to face.
I thought he would come after me, never my children.
I know. I'm sorry, Atticus. How did you find your way home when Jem was unconscious?
Well, that man in the corner over there helped me. He can tell you his name.
It was then that I realized who the stranger was that helped us. I felt as if I knew him my entire life, like we were longtime friends. My gift giver, my helper, and my savior.
Hey, Boo.
Thank you for my children, Arthur.
Will you take me home?
Mr. Arthur, bend your arm down, sir. Yes, like that.
Boo had to stoop a little to accommodate me, but if any of the neighbors was watching from their upstairs window, they would see Arthur Radley escorting me down the sidewalk, as any gentleman would. We came to the street light on the corner, and I wondered how many times Dill had stood there hugging the fat pole, watching, waiting, hoping. I wondered how many times Jem and I made this journey. But I entered the Radley front gate for the second time in my life. Boo and I walked up the steps to the porch. He gently released my hand, opened the door, went inside, shut the door behind him, and then I never saw him again. Neighbors bring food with death and flowers and sickness and little things in between. Boo was our neighbor, and he gave us 2 soap dolls, a wad of gum, and our lives. But neighbors give in return, and we gave him nothing. Atticus was right when he once told me, you never really know a man until you stand in his shoes and walk around in them. Just standing on the Radley porch was enough. As I made my way home, I started thinking about the first day Jem and I met Dill. The day that started it all. I couldn't believe how much I've grown since that day till now. I thought for sure that I would never be mature, that I'd never be a lady, but look at me now. I've grown so much, and I understand more than ever before. It's amazing what a few life experiences can do to you. As I reached the front porch of our house, I thought Jem and I would get grown, but there really wasn't anything left for us to learn. Except, possibly, maybe, algebra.
To me. I despise, 'cause it means destruction of innocent lives. War means tears to thousands of mothers' lives when their sons go off to fight and lose their lives. I said war, I said war. Good God, y'all. What is it good for? It ain't nothing but a heartbreak. Only to the undertaker. Then destruction. Who wants to die? Wow! John, y'all. What is it good for? You tell me. Say it.
Let's get out of the house quick.
That's some nigga raped his girl.